You've entered the red light files. There's no going back. Let's begin. Story 1. My neighbor handed me a letter and disappeared 3 hours later. I never thought I'd be posting here, and I honestly don't expect this to get much traction, but after what's happened, I feel like I owe it to him. My name isn't important. I'm a 29-year-old guy living in upstate New York. I moved into this duplex about 6 months ago. The place is modest but decent, quiet neighborhood, mostly older folks and a couple of college students renting nearby. My neighbor on the other side was a guy in his early 50s named James Porter. Lived alone. Always seemed polite, a little awkward maybe, but nothing alarming. We'd exchange the usual nods and how's it going in the mornings. I knew he worked from home, IT or something. Didn't get many visitors. Pretty much kept to himself. Until last Thursday. It was around 6:30 p.m. I'd just come back from work, still had my backpack on, hadn't even taken my shoes off. There was a knock at the door. I opened it and there he was, James, holding a small manila envelope. He looked off. Pale. Sweating a bit. His eyes were darting around like he was expecting someone else to appear behind me. "Hey," he said, his voice low. "This is going to sound strange, but if something happens to me, start in the basement." I thought he was joking. Maybe drunk. What? I can't explain. Just take this. He handed me the envelope and turned around without waiting for a response. Walked back to his side of the duplex and shut the door. I stood there holding it, confused. The envelope had no writing on it. Just sealed with tape. I didn't open it right away. 3 hours later, just after 9:30 p.m., 2 police officers knocked on my door. They asked if I'd seen or heard from Mr. Porter that evening. Apparently, a relative had called in a welfare check. No one had heard from him since the previous night. I told them about the envelope and what he said. They looked at each other like they'd heard this kind of thing before but said nothing. They searched his unit. I didn't see them find anything. That was 4 days ago. He's still missing. The letter. I opened the envelope the next morning. I don't know why I waited. Maybe I hoped he'd come back. Maybe I didn't want to get involved. Inside were 3 things. A handwritten letter, several pages, densely written in shaky cursive. A printed map with a red circle drawn over a wooded area about 20 miles north of town. A USB flash drive. The letter was unsettling. He wrote about hearing things under the house. Claimed he'd found access to an old tunnel system beneath the duplex when trying to fix a plumbing issue a few months ago. He said it wasn't on any of the blueprints. That it wasn't supposed to be there. He said he heard whispers at night coming from the vents. That the basement door sometimes unlocked itself. That something down there didn't want him to leave. Here's a direct quote from the last page. "If you're reading this, I either ran or they finally took me. Go to the coordinates. Don't go alone. And whatever you do, don't go into my basement without light. They hate the light." I posted all of this to r/truecrime 2 days ago, under a throwaway. Read it, went to work fast. The search begins. A user named u/Maplecrate recognized the red circle on the map as part of an abandoned rail line that was decommissioned in the 1970s. A few users from the region said they were willing to check it out. I told them I wasn't going there. Not yet. That night, one of them, u/BoonRiver88, actually drove there and posted pics. He found the rail marker. Said the whole place was overgrown. But near the coordinates, partially buried, he found a wooden hatch, like a storm shelter, leading underground. He didn't go in. The post blew up. Speculation started flying. Was this some old Cold War shelter? A smuggler tunnel? Cult activity? Then someone finally looked at the USB drive. I plugged it into an old laptop, offline. It had one folder. Labeled underneath. Inside were 6 video files. No timestamps. All grainy, poorly lit. Each looked like footage from a handheld camcorder or phone. You could hear James's voice narrating softly in most of them. One of the videos showed the basement. Just a normal, unfinished space at first glance. Then he shines a flashlight on a loose wall panel and peels it back to reveal a narrow crawlspace. It leads to a descending tunnel of stone and dirt. The cam shakes as he crawls inside. Another video shows him entering a small chamber lit by the flashlight. On the walls, symbols. Scratched into stone. Circular, spiral-like glyphs. In the background, a low, pulsing sound, like a heartbeat. In the last video, the flashlight flickers. There's a sound. A voice, not James's, whispering. "We know you." Then the screen cuts to black. The police haven't updated the public. I've called the non-emergency line twice to report what I found. No response. His side of the duplex is locked up now. No one's been in or out. And yesterday, I heard footsteps in my basement. I live alone. I checked the lock. Still bolted. I didn't go down. Someone on Reddit messaged me privately saying they had a contact in local law enforcement. Asked if they could visit the house. I haven't answered yet. Part of me thinks I should burn that letter and forget everything. But I keep hearing something tapping through the vent behind my bed. Once. Twice. Then silence. Story 2. The sound from the attic was never the same. I've been living in this house for almost 5 months now. It's a small 2-story place, kind of old, but in decent shape. I bought it after getting tired of apartment life and wanting to live somewhere quieter, maybe too quiet. The nearest neighbor is across the field, and aside from the occasional dog barking or wind against the trees, there's nothing. The house creaks at night, but that's normal, right? Settling wood, expanding pipes, every old house does that. At least, that's what I told myself. But the thing is, the sounds coming from my attic aren't normal. And they're never the same. Week 1, just old house noises. The first week, I didn't think much of it. A few soft bumps above my bedroom ceiling. Maybe a bird. Maybe a raccoon. I checked the attic once, just insulation, old boxes, and a wooden beam structure that looked like it would fall apart if I breathed too hard. I didn't go back up there. Not because I was scared. I just didn't want to get dusty. Around the second week, I noticed that the sounds came at the same time every night, 2:43 a.m. Yes, I checked. It was like something was being dragged slowly across the floor. But the weird part was, the sound wasn't identical each time. First night, 2 slow scrapes. Next night, 3 faster ones. Then 5 taps. Like footsteps. But not consistent. I downloaded a white noise app and tried to drown it out. Week 3, I started recording. On a whim, I started leaving my phone recording overnight. I caught the sound. And then something stranger, every time I played it back, it was different. Not like I had caught a different sound, like the recording itself had changed. Night 1, scratching. Night 2, low hums. Night 3, muffled whispering. Something like, "Oh, can't see. You." I posted a short clip on Reddit. Just asking if anyone could explain weird house acoustics or audio corruption. Got a few replies, mostly tech-related. Then someone DM'd me with something I wasn't expecting. "Run your audio through a spectrogram." The message just said, "Run it through a spectrogram." Trust me. I didn't even know what that meant until I Googled it. Turns out, a spectrogram converts sound into a visual frequency graph. Musicians use it. So do linguists. So I downloaded Audacity and did it. The result? At first, it just looked like noise. But in the third file, from the night of the whispering, there was a pattern. Like vertical lines spaced unevenly, and in the middle, a spiral shape. I shared the spectrogram screenshot. The post blew up. Moved from r/paranormal to r/high strangeness. People started theorizing. Some said it was pareidolia, seeing shapes and randomness. But a user named u/linguifage claimed the pattern resembled a proto-writing system found in petroglyphs in Armenia. I don't know if they were legit, but they posted a side-by-side comparison. It was eerily close. Then another user, u/soundisKey, messaged me something that sent a chill down my spine. My sister heard the same patterns before she was hospitalized in 2019. Exact same intervals. She used to say the house was talking in its sleep. You need to leave. The message evolves. By this point, I was genuinely afraid to sleep. The sounds got louder. Clearer. One night, I didn't even need the recording. I could hear it from bed, above my head. This time it was tapping. Then a pause. Then, speech. I swear to God it said, "You're learning the words." My hands were sweating even typing that out. I turned on every light in the house. Piled furniture in front of the attic hatch. Didn't sleep. The final recording. 3 nights ago, I recorded what I knew would be my last file. Same 2:43 a.m. timestamp. But this time, it started before that. The audio begins at 2:41, and you hear something open. Wood creaking. Like the attic door had opened itself. Then silence. Then a deep voice, not my own, not human, whispers directly into the microphone. "Now you speak." The waveform was massive. Almost like the mic distorted from how close it was. The next day, I checked the attic. There were footprints in the dust. Barefoot. And not mine. They led to the far wall, where there had been nothing. Now there's a hole. Not a big one. Like something tunneled through the insulation. A gap just wide enough to fit an arm. I don't know what's behind it. I didn't check. Why I'm writing this? I'm posting this here as a record. As proof, I guess. If anything happens. The attic sounds started again tonight. But not at 2:43. At 2:18. And they're not whispers anymore. They're clicks. Long ones. Fast ones. Almost like code? I asked on a Morse code forum. One user responded with a single word. Wait. Wait for what? I don't know. Update, 7 hours later. I tried blocking the hatch again, but something pushed back from the other side. I heard a voice, low and firm, say, "It's your turn." I'm going up. Phone's on record. Uploading the audio once I'm back. If I don't post again, don't try to find me. Just listen to the final file. No further updates have been posted. The original poster hasn't responded to any messages since.